At a high level, it's important to understand that the presidential election is determined by two counts. The first is the count of ballots that happens in the states before the Electoral College votes on December 14th. And the second count is the counting of those Electoral College votes in Congress, which begins on January 6th. So between the election on November 3rd and December 8th, states will focus on counting up their ballots and trying to get to a statewide total. December 8th is an important deadline that's created by federal law. It's called the safe harbor deadline. And it's the date by which states have to finish counting their ballots or risk not having their Electoral College votes counted at all by Congress. So Trump's goal will be to disrupt and delay the ballot count through administrative challenges, through legal challenges, through direct action by right-wing militias or the Department of Justice agents or who knows what, right? But to delay and disrupt the count so that it drags on beyond December 8th and creates doubt in the public's mind about the integrity and legitimacy of the election results. On December 14th, the Electoral College meets. And the Electoral College is just a group of people who are, they're pledged to vote on behalf of their candidate, right? And so in any given state, there's a group of electors who have been chosen and pledged to, Joe Biden, and there's a group of electors who are pledged to Donald Trump. And whoever, in theory, gets the most votes, their electors are appointed to the Electoral College. The governor is responsible for certifying the election results and notifying Congress. And so in a normal election, the ballot count finishes by December 8th. The governor certifies the results and notifies Congress. And then on December 14th, each candidate's slate of electors votes in their state. The risk is that the Republican legislatures will convene and vote to appoint a second rival fraudulent slate of electors that will also meet on December 14th. And so the moment we go into a serious constitutional crisis is on December 14th, if in the decisive states that are going to decide who the president is, we have two competing slates of electors, one voting for Trump and one voting for Biden, who then send their votes to Congress. Then at that point, the fight leaves the states and moves to Congress. On January 3rd, the new Congress is sworn in. So this is the Congress that is determined by this election, right? So if Democrats take the Senate, for example, then when the Electoral College votes are counted, Democrats will have a majority in the Senate. And so the new Congress is sworn in on January 3rd. And then January 6th, Congress convenes in a joint session in the House chambers to count the Electoral College votes. And this is where the real political battle begins, right? If Congress gets two slates of electors from a single state, they have to vote to determine which one to count. And the process by which Congress does this is quite murky. And we hope that ultimately the gubernatorial slate of electors will be certified, the legitimate slate of electors. But we know that the Republicans will do anything that they can, to certify Trump's illegitimate, fraudulent electors and throw the election to Trump. January 20th is the last important date. It's the inauguration. This is when the new president is sworn in, the new vice president is sworn in. But if Congress hasn't finished counting the Electoral College votes by then, then we don't have a vice president, we don't have a vice president, then the Speaker of the House is sworn in as the acting president.